No Chill Sports is an unapologetic, high-energy sports show where opinions fly fast and facts hit hard. The views and opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the hosts and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of any affiliated networks, sponsors, or partners. Content may include passionate debates, bold predictions, and unfiltered takes that some viewers may find intense or controversial. Listener discretion is advised. If you're looking for chill, this ain't the place.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of HBCU Hour, where the legacy lives loud and the culture takes center stage. From the gridiron to the hardwood, we shine a spotlight on the soul of Black college sports. This ain't just coverage, it's a celebration. And we are finally here. College football, week 1. How you doing today, my boy?
Man, I'm like a kid on Christmas, man.
Yes,
I'm great,
yes,
my brother.
We got a little preview. Yeah, we got a little preview last week. A little taste, a little nibble. Had SWAT MEAC Challenge. Got a chance to see Southern in action taking on North Carolina Central. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That game was not what I thought it would be. I thought the game would be a lot closer. But still was a good game. Gonna be interesting. We're gonna talk though. We're gonna talk about that though. Well, we really got to recap that game. But man, we got a lot to talk about, and we got a game of the week. We got a new feature. So let's go ahead. Oh, before we do that, because we are coming to you. Hold on. I think I'm losing connection. Hold on.
Are you with us?
And can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I'm losing. I but go ahead.
No, I got you. Go ahead.
No, it's dropping. It's trying to. Let me go ahead. Switch. I might have to switch my.
Technical difficulties, man. You know how it go. Nothing like a live broadcast with technical difficulties. But yeah, it's like he was saying, man. We got a lot of games to talk about tonight, man. And one of them in action right now is Alabama State has just taken the lead over UAB right before halftime, 21-17. So it looked like we might see a SWAC win over a FBS opponent tonight to start the season off, which is nothing better to see. That's exactly what we was hoping for to start the season off, is to get some good publicity for our conference, for the SWAC conference, for the schools in that conference. So hopefully that Alabama State can hang on to this game in the second half and pull off the upset. But it's a lot of other games on the docket as well, and there's some other games that are in action right now. Is Delaware State is taking on Delaware, in-state rivalry game, and I think that was in the fourth quarter. Last I looked, Delaware State was down 35-17, I believe. So not a bad outing, but you would hope that they can kind of come back and make this a little bit closer game in this fourth quarter. So, but not a bad debut if you're Coach Jackson, because we know Delaware is a formidable opponent in the FCS. Well, now the FBS opponent their first year in Conference USA, and yeah, Norfolk State also in action right now versus Townsend in the fourth quarter. They're down 20-7. Mike Vick in his coaching debut, putting up a decent performance, but I know it's not what they expected up there at Norfolk State. So hopefully that they got the whole fourth quarter to try to make a comeback and make this a better game. But uh and Alcorn and Northwestern State, think Northwestern State was up 13-0, I believe, in the first quarter when that game got delayed. I haven't had any word of if that game will be restarted. But the story of the night right now so far is what Coach Eddie Robinson and Alabama State are doing, up 21-17 right now at halftime over UAB.
Yes, sir. Hey, beautifully well done to my boy. And but without further ado, man, let's go ahead and get into it. First, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, and the sponsor of our game of the week. Your brand deserves more than basic. It deserves bold. It deserves clean. It deserves Kelly Creations. From screen prints that pop to embroidery that speaks volumes to picture tees that tell your story, Donald D.K. Kelly does it all. Give him a call today at 225-202-2625 or shoot him an email at kellycreations225@gmail.com. That's KELLYKREATIONS 225@gmail.com. And don't forget to tell them No Chill Sports sent you. Kelly Creations. Nobody does it better. As I mentioned, this is our Kelly Creations game of the week. And to talk about this game, we had to bring in none other than our man representing for Texas Southern, Mr. Jamel Matthews, brother. Thank you for coming back and joining us and talking about this big matchup y'all got this weekend, the Labor Day Classic, Texas Southern taking on Prairie View. What's good with you, my boy?
Nothing much. I appreciate the opportunity to come over here and talk about some Tiger football.
Yes, sir. I will say this. Y'all media team has been amazing this past 2 days. Coach Dishman has been on fire, talking major cash money. I ain't gonna say somebody was scared to come on. They ain't here though. But nah, man, we now we was trying to get our good guy Lionel from PV versus everybody on. He had a schedule conflict. But it don't look too good that ain't nobody from Prairie View been talking much since Coach Dishman opened his mouth. What say you, Jamel?
I think everything is lining up how it's supposed to be. You would expect Coach Dishman to be that confident, knowing that he spent the spring, the summer, and now the fall with the team, knowing the components that he have, and he know he have a good football team. So why not be boastful about it?
I like it.
So
I like it.
what do you think about kind of, I wouldn't call it backtracking, but I think some people have kind of said that Coach Jackson from PV ain't necessarily talking with the same kind of confidence or bravado that he was early in the offseason. You think that's just he not trying to give bulletin board material, or you think that that's gonna factor into what we see this weekend?
Well, I tell you like this. Like I told y'all last time, I'm big on analogies. A lot of people when they go to the zoo, they try to antagonize a tiger when it's in the cage. When a tiger get loose and it's right in front of you, you ain't talking all that stuff that you was before. So I think it's the same thing. You should still talk the same stuff that you was talking about during the spring. Now that you have Coach Dishman and these players in front of you, it should be the same thing. Nothing should change. If you're that confident about your team, we've seen it in history. You go to boxing, Floyd Mayweather. No matter who his opponent was, he's still gonna talk the cash money that he always did, no matter who his opponent was. Same thing with this. If you have that confidence, you should speak highly on your team. I understand that you want to set aside some time and be like, nah, I'll let my team do the talking. But you was talking all the time. Why not bring it to the biggest stage, the luncheon?
Yes, sir. Uh, man, tell us how you think it's gonna go. Cause Carlos in the chat said TSU by 40. And he put some listen, he didn't he might have spelled it, and put the numbers, but I read it and I don't even know Carlos. I read it in his voice. He said TSU by 40, by 40. So tell us how you think the game gonna go.
I'm not really big on predictions, but I
Mhm.
will say just being around the football team, like during the fall, everybody's ready. Everybody's biting at the bit, especially all these starters in the backup. They biting at the beat a bit to show the world what TSU is. They ready to prove a lot of people wrong. And I feel like with that mentality, they can do anything. Now, if I had to give a prediction on what I think the score gonna be, uh TSU by any score. You name it, they got it.
Mm,
I'm with you. I'm
mm.
with you. Let me ask you this: what are you expecting to see from KJ Cooper? In his first game, I know he ready to come out and make a statement. What you expecting to see from him?
Just having his season taken away early last season after the preview game, he had a great game, showcased a lot. I feel like just talking to him, I feel like being away from the game of football, that showed him a little bit. The I would say like the coaching side, seeing where guys need to be coached in this way, seeing where I need to put this ball for Trent Leary, so that'd be a touchdown. Just seeing it from a different lens, and I feel like that whole season served him a greater purpose. Now he's ready. He knows how to lead more. He know what to push these wide receivers, these tight ends, and these running backs in a perfect position so we can lead them down the field, get in the red zone, score a touchdown. I feel like he's gonna have a good game. He's a general. That's one of the biggest things about KJ Cooper. He's a general. No matter what position you put KJ in, he's cool under pressure. He's gonna make sure he delivers, and he's not gonna make mistakes.
Yeah. I will say this. I have liked what I've seen out of Texas Southern this off season. I enjoyed the conversation we had with Coach Dishman. Um, but I'm also gonna say I enjoyed the conversation I had with AD Anton Golf over at Prairie View and talking with Coach Tremaine Jackson. All jokes aside and trash talk aside, I think this will be a very good game. And I do want to be fair to Prairie View because I don't want to. I know we have you on. Uh, I think Prairie View's gonna come in this game motivated, especially with the loss last year at home. What do you think of some of the things that Texas Southern will have to worry about when it comes to Prairie View?
Oh yeah, first and foremost, that is a good team. At
Mhm.
TSU in the third ward, people that love the Tigers, we're gonna joke around and say we're gonna beat PV by 40. But the realistic thing of it, Preview is a good team. You shouldn't sleep on Preview. Just walking this game and think it's gonna be a cakewalk. Labor Day Classic isn't a cakewalk. If you think it's a cakewalk, by that second quarter, you'll be down 20. But I think the biggest thing that we need to worry about, like preview, especially since this is a rivalry game and it's the first game of the season, just letting the theatrics and all the emotions get too much. Just come in this game, treat it like a normal game, and just ball out. And I feel like the players are doing a good job of it. But when you have a game of this magnitude as the first game, emotions can get high. You want to prove everybody wrong and things of that nature. But I feel like Coach Dishman, you talk to Coach Smith, you talk to Coach Harrell, talk to Coach Wilson. No matter who you talk to on the football staff, just reeling those guys in, making sure that the starters are ready to use all those emotions at the right time. And I feel like everything's good.
Uh, let me ask you this: I know you're confident in your Tigers, but any areas of concern, anything you worried about, or you kind of taking a wait and see approach to with your team going into the Labor Day Classic?
I no, I really don't have any concerns, but I like I tell people all the time with the Labor Day Classic, this type of magnitude game, if you whoever you talk to should be at the end of the season. That is just how rivalry games are played. So the area of concern that I have, like probably mostly, is just just getting a feel for the game. How soon can this offense get a feel for the game? How soon can the defense get a feel for the game? We know we have great players. Can they just get it off the bat and just go to tooth and nail with preview and just be amazing? Or will it take a long time and then we see them like gradually start getting better by the second quarter? But I think what Dishman is doing good at, he's preaching, hey, what we're doing first down is the same thing we're doing third down. It's all about situations. And I feel like the reason why I'm not too concerned about that is because they've been preaching it from the spring into the fall. I think we're gonna be good in any situation we put in.
Yeah. This last one I got. I will say on yesterday, we lost a good one, a TSU faithful, Craig Hall. He was used to come on and talk with us in the comments and stuff, and I had a chance to talk to Craig a little bit. Even after Andrew left, he still talked about TSU and how much he respected and loved the program. So before we go, I don't know if you had a chance to meet Craig, talk to Craig or whatever, but if you got any words or anything about Craig.
Oh yeah, first and foremost, I'm praying that God looks over his family, friends during this trying time. One thing about Craig, love Andrew Body. He loved Andrew Body. But the one thing that I loved about Craig though, even though Andrew Body loved, he still showed his, love to TSU. That's one thing that I always respected. And everybody knows, especially on Match Sports, love Andrew Body, love Mrs. Body, love Mr. Rick Body, and love Craig because he always told me, especially when I started like getting better at Unmatched Sports, he always let me know that I was doing good, and I always appreciated that. And I feel like he was a very important when you talk about the McKinney stage into where we at now. He was a very important fan that helped us get to the point that we at now. And you see this growth for Andrew Body. He was the one that was always there, saying Andrew Body, oh, he's the truth. He gonna do this, he gonna do that, and Andrew would come and do what he said he was gonna do. So he really gonna be missed, from a family aspect, the TSU fan aspect, because I was really looking forward to meeting him at the game this year because he was saying that he was gonna go. But main thing is, I pray that God looked over his family, his friends, everybody that was tied in with him.
Yes, sir. Ant, you got anything else before we let Jamel go?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Appreciate you for joining us, bro.
Oh yeah, always.
All right. Hey, Jamel, be safe, man. Don't party too hard down there.
I got you.
All right, man. Our good man Jamel helping us break down or talk a little bit about the Kelly Creations game of the week. Speaking of, man, he mentioned Andrew and talked about him, man. Our good man Dave said Andrew cutting
up right now.
I like to see it, man.
And like Al said on Facebook, Craig right now will be saying, man, I told y'all my boy Andrew Body was ready, man. It's almost, like poetic that Andrew playing like this, first game right after Craig passed, that this is very fitting in a way.
Yes, sir. Man. Like I said, man, Craig was one of the first people, and you posted, he was one of the first people to reach out to us and tell us, he enjoyed the show and keep doing what he was doing and stuff. So always remember that and appreciate Craig and like Jamel said, praying for his family. We're gonna take a quick break and then we'll be back in 1 minute, start talking about some of the rest of the games of the week. W is a powdered energy drink aimed at gamers and individuals seeking focus and energy. It's known for its clean ingredients, no jitters, and various flavors. W is also available in a hydration formula for those needing electrolyte. W achieves its smooth, effective focus with a high-end tasting experience while using no sugars, no fillers, no artificial colors or dyes. Try W today by scanning the QR code you see on the screen or visit them on the website at bit.ly/no chill Dubby. Dubby, your taste buds' favorite energy drink. Hey, we are back. Sorry about that. But man, let's look at some of the other games of the week. We mentioned, as you mentioned at the top of the hour, Alcorn State taking on Northwestern State. I think last I checked, that game is still delayed. I'm checking now. No, it looks like it has resumed. 12:46 in the second quarter. It's still 13. Northwestern State over Alcorn State. Alabama State is leading UAB at the current moment, 21-17 at halftime. Friday tomorrow is Florida Classic Gentrified as Bethune-Cookman takes on Willis Simmons and his new squad, the Florida International Panthers, down in where are they? Where is it's not Boca Raton. Boca Raton is FAU. What I think it's not Orlando. Is it Orlando? Where FIU at? Either way, they playing down there. Florida. Yeah. Saturday is when we start getting some of the big games. One of the biggest at 2:00 Central Time. You got Hampton taking on Jackson State on HBCU Go. Thoughts on that game?
I just want to know if Hampton can make it like a close game. I expect Jackson State to win for sure, but I just want to see how competitive Hampton can be.
Yeah, I'm interested in Hampton's Isaiah Freeman take a step up into D1 football, playing at Jackson State. I know Dave said State is should be on alert. Hampton's going to win this. I think Hampton is going to make this a close game, or at least a decent game. I'm not going to say close. I'm going to be careful with those words. Don't come after me. But I think Jackson State wins the game handily, but I'm thinking like 10 points, something like that. Next game on the schedule, also on Saturday, 3 o'clock, some classic. You take on ESPN.
Erica, you my dog. Erica, you my dog, but give me FAMU.
Be honest with you, bro. Been eerily quiet. Nothing hasn't done much to impress me this season. I started seeing clips about Howard. I think this game is going to surprise people. I think Howard might pull the upset.
Okay.
I think Howard might pull the upset in us. Yeah, so I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna take Howard in that one. I'm gonna skip some of these FBS games, and we'll come back to them and talk about them. Southern coming off the loss to North Carolina Central will take on Mississippi Valley in Itabena at 4 o'clock. That game will be on SWAC TV. If I'm not mistaken, that will be the first game of SWAC TV, of the new SWAC TV era. Who you got?
Southern. I think they feed Trey Holly in that running game a little bit more than what we saw last week. I expect their defense to have a better showing than what we saw last week. And I think they bounce back versus Mississippi Valley. But I don't think it's going to be just no dominant, blowout type win. I think, Valley gonna play them tough, but I think Southern walks away with the victory.
Yeah, I also agree. I agree with that. I see. I think Valley is going to be a very good Valley team. I think they'll be very impressive. However, I agree with you. I think we see a heavy dose of Trey Holly. I think we see a quarterback change, or shall I say, a different starting quarterback. And I think we possibly see this pass a little bit. Defense, defense we expect it. Or do they? And the only thing about this game, man, I don't know if Southern, or do we say, okay, Southern bounce back? That's what I'm kind of. Other than that, man, next up we got for that one. Next up, we just talked about the that one's at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I think your internet went out again, bro. But Texas Southern PVs, man, that's tough. I gotta stick to my predictions that I made in the off season. I think PV wins, but I think it goes down to the wire, and I think it's a very close game. I think that PV finds a way to win, even though I think KJ Cooper plays a hell of a game. But I think PV wins a close one.
Yeah. I knew it was gonna get me one time. This in there. I still don't know who's the starting quarterback at Prairie View.
Good point. This man internet is kicking him tonight, boy.
Hey, I will say this: Prairie View didn't like what I had to say, so they kicked me out here. But nah, man, I like what Coach Jackson is doing. I think he's going to have an amazing tenure at Prairie View, and I hope it's a long successful tenure. But bigger than football, what he's doing is amazing for Prairie View and those kids. But this week game of a little bit too in this era, I do think it's a little bit too much in a close. You still with me? I'm still got you.
Yeah, barely.
All right. Next up, Grambling and Langston. Talk to us, Ant. What you got?
I don't know who Grambling's quarterback is. I expect the offense to look a little bit better than it did last year. I don't know what their defense is going to look like with losing Andrew Jones, and they were kind of prone to force turnovers last year. I don't know if you can duplicate that this season, but with that being said, I expect them to handle Langston.
I completely agree. Said the other day that that I think that Grambling should dominate this game. I think they should win big. It's gonna be. I'm also just basing that off of what's on paper. I am interested in seeing how this team looks with new play calling. I'm interested in seeing how this, as you said, this revamped quarterback looks. It's just gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to this, and yeah, man. Football back, so that's I'm sticking with that. Now to some of the money games on the schedule. Alabama A&M is taking on Arkansas at 3:15 on Saturday. That's on the SEC network. And UAPB is taking on Texas Tech in Lubbock on ESPN Plus at 6:30 on Saturday. My keys to both of those games: stay healthy, get paid, stay healthy, compete, stay healthy.
I agree.
You got anything else on that?
Nope.
Moving on to the MEAC. Schedules up. Hold on. Here we go. In the MEAC earlier, Townsend is taking on Norfolk State. Norfolk State is down 27-7. Put up a nice little fight against Delaware. They lost 35-17. North Carolina Central takes on New Hampshire at 3:00 on ESPN Plus. South Carolina State takes on Wofford at 3:00 on ESPN Plus. Morgan State takes a ride down 65 heading to Mobile, Alabama to take on South Alabama at 4:00 on ESPN Plus. Any thoughts on any of those games?
Yeah, I think that Wofford South Carolina State game be kind of interesting, but other than that, nothing really too appetizing on the MEAC schedule.
Yeah. I'm interested in that North Carolina Central New Hampshire game, see if they can go ahead and pull that win off. Banks, I'm sorry, but I just don't see y'all playing South Alabama. I don't see that being. I know he was talking about. Well, we played tough against. I think he's like Ohio or somebody, and they struggle with our. Yeah, that's y'all. Y'all not them, bro. And yeah, I will switch. Let's switch over. I do want to go detail. Talk a couple D2 games though. We got some game, not rival, cross divisional games. Albany State goes to Raleigh, North Carolina, take on Shaw. Central State is playing Kentucky State. That's a conference game. They playing that one in Detroit. You got Clark Atlanta taking on Valdosta. Morehouse taking on Johnson, Cambridge, Massachusetts. Fayetteville State, Fort Valley State taking on West Alabama. Allen taking on Morehead State. Edward Waters taking on Savannah State. Miles taking on Virginia Union. And this game right here is one I'm interested in. Tuskegee, Winston-Salem, and Montgomery, Alabama for the Red Tails Classic, 7 p.m. on ESPNU. That was on the 31st.
Okay, yeah, we got a great slate of D2 games, boy. That
in D2, it's that game is gonna be nice. Yeah,
great slate of D2 games this week, man.
Yes, I completely agree. That Central State Kentucky State game is gonna be pretty good. Clark Valdosta. Yeah. I want to see Coach Teddy Keaton do in year 2.
Touchdown. Oh, Alabama State with another touchdown.
This was what is it? That's 28-17.
Yeah, extra point away from being 28-17. Yep.
28-17. Wow.
Andrew Body with a nice rollout, throw to the front pylon of the end zone for the touchdown.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm finna tune in. Man, you got anything else before we get here? I said before the show, I know it's HBCU hour. We're gonna get ready. As y'all can see, your boy is fighting internet problems. We out here traveling. We'll be back. I don't know, Monday, Labor Day. Recap.
We might could do that. We might could do that. Might can make that work.
Oh, you mute. Okay. All right. Well, man, that's all I got. Appreciate for tuning in. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy Labor Day. Love on your people. Like that. We are out.